Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Annie. Today I'm going to talk about the music business. So yes, we're going to talk about making money. So before you brush me off, I know a lot of artists are not very comfortable connecting the art with the money because a lot of people associate money with something bad, something evil and negative. I think this comes from probably some misunderstanding about the money because if you think about it, money is actually neutral. It's a medium. The same with the AI technology or the nuclear technology. So it totally depends on how people use it. And some people might use it to do something good and some people might use it to do something bad. So it eventually depends on whether people have the greed, they want the power and control, and they are just using this medium to achieve this, and this kind of evil intention. But if you have the money, you can also use it to do something good. Like, for instance, if I have the budget, I would love to help my fellow musicians by hiring more live session musicians to involve in the music production. But right now, I just don't have that kind of capability to do that. Anyway, so let's get to the business part of that. Now we have clear about the concepts about money. So first I'm going to play a clip by Shirley Manson, who is the lead vocalist from the band Garbage. Let's hear what she had to say about the situation for a lot of working musicians in the music industry today.
We have announced that this is our last headline tour of North America. By that we mean it has become entirely unsustainable for a band like us to come and tour anywhere except the coasts. And it's upsetting, but we've had a glorious 30-year career and we really have no complaints. But I bring this up every night because I think it's imperative that we all start to understand what exactly is going on in the music industry. And it's difficult to get your head around, right? Because you see all these big pop stars and they're making billions and billions and billions of dollars and they're rich and they're glamorous and they're amazing. But the problem is that most of the music industry is not made of these big pop stars. They're made of working musicians. And this is not a pity party for us. This is an alarm call for all the young generations of musicians who are in our wake and who we feel duty bound to speak up for, because there's nobody speaking up for them. There is no governmental body, there's no fucking real effective union for musicians that fights for young musicians to get paid. The average musician makes $12 a month on Spotify. They're sleeping in their vans, they're holding down numerous jobs, and they're playing their guts out every night. And the fact that they are not even able to sell a record, and it's taken from them by rich motherfuckers on streaming platforms who get paid royally, by record labels who get paid royally, by ticket masters who get paid royally, by merch companies who get paid royally. The list goes on and on and on. There's accountants, there's lawyers, they all fucking getting paid, except for the musician. So I bring this up tonight because you are the ones who will lose out on generations of esoteric, risk-taking, creative, adventurous, weirdos, rebels, agitators, provocateurs. You're going to get fucking white bread. That's it. So thank you so much for coming out tonight, for supporting us for 30 years. Our love is strong for you. Keep supporting live music when you can. Buy vinyl when you can. We love you so much, Denver. You've been so good to us. We do hope we will see you again. We can't guarantee it. In the meantime, have an incredible life. Live long, live hard, be safe, and be kind. We love you.
From this clip, you can see it's a pretty tough situation for a lot of musicians today, especially in recent years with all this impact about like AI generations and the, kind of rigged streaming platforms. It's just getting very hard for a lot of musicians. That's why I think before you even started this thing, you really need to understand how the business part of the music career works. That's why I think it will be very beneficial for everyone to read this book. And it's called All You Need to Know About the Music Business. And this edition is the 11th edition, which was published in 2023. By the time that I make this video, I have contacted the author Donald Passman to inquire whether there will be a new edition, and he said he's just started to work on it. So if you are watching from the future, do look out for the latest editions that you can find. However, if you cannot find the newest edition, for instance, maybe you just want to borrow a copy from your library and it's a little bit old, it's also okay, because a lot of knowledge and information that is shared in this book, it really works in the long term. So you are still going to learn a lot and understand a lot from reading an older copy. So this book covers a lot of topics that is fun. The people that is working around a musician, to the details about all this contract, and also how you manage the groups, and how to sign the deals, and also I talked about tour and merchandising, and also the classical musician, including the film score, because they are a little bit different, and also the music publishing. So all these topics are kind of necessary to understand if you wanted to explore some careers in the music, whether you're an artist or you wanted to work for the artist. So what I would want to share with you is what I personally have learned from reading this book. So the first one is that you really need to work with honest, kind, and professional people. This will save you a lot of trouble in the long run, but it's not really easy to to meet those kind of people, especially if you just started. But honestly, you should have some points in mind when you have read this book. Then you know who you should look for when you are trying to hire people. And if you look at the music industry, you can see actually a lot of artists, they are not really working with the right people. Some of their life ends up being miserable, and some of them even died young because of this mishandling of people walking around them. So if you're an artist, then you have the talent, but you don't care about all this like administrations and negotiation, contract deals, and all that. You're gonna have to hire people to oversee this side of the business for you. Usually this group of people, they take part of the percentage from what you earn. So they definitely have the motivation to land the best deals that make money for you, because that's also making money for them. But sometimes this also gives them the incentive to really push you too hard, like push you to the extreme. You might end up like getting the deal that you are not completely happy with, depending on the contract that you have with your business manager or personal manager or the agents, all those people who are trying to negotiate the deal with you. So when you understand all of this, you can kind of evaluate that. Um, that said, sometimes your family and friends might not be the best person to work for you, because maybe you sense like they are not the best candidate to handle all of that because of various reasons. But it might be very hard to fire them because of your relationship in other fields. Understanding how this works can really help you make the right decision to hire the right people. Of course, it's not easy. You might end up, firing some people at the beginning, But if you're lucky, you just end up with some really good collaborator that you can work with for a long time. That would definitely save you a lot of time and effort. The second thing that I learned is you need to have a legally signed written contract for almost everything. I know this is kind of feels tedious, especially if you are just starting, you just think, it's a small thing and it's just annoying. But in the long term, it will really work out well, because nowadays you never know what things will take off. And if you're just like loosely agreed on something, then during the process, something might bump up. You have to deal with all this like fights and quarrels. That's just will certainly disturb the creative process. But if you have everything talked about and discussed in details and negotiated, and you iron out all this kind of disagreement, and you have the things written down, then all the parties that involved in a project, they can feel they are committed to that. They can be happy to work on this. And when people are in their best mood, they are definitely going to contribute the best to the project, which is beneficial for you. I believe it's beneficial for them too, because everybody don't have to think about these things. They can just focus purely on creating the best art they can. The third thing that I know from this book is that tour might not be best for everyone. Sometimes when you talk about all these calculations, with your organizers and promoters, you might start to realize, hey, actually, making the tour make me lose money. When you know about all this financial arrangements, and you know how to calculate the cost for the tour, you can have an evaluation when you land a deal to see whether that is best for you. So the fourth point is about the music publishing. So if you're a songwriter, composer, or lyricist, you might need to understand about all this pros, the performance rights organization, how to register that, and how to submit your cue sheets, so you are getting paid because your work is registered. So there's someone who collects this kind of money to you. So I'm really glad that before I kickstart everything, I actually read this book, and it helped me realize that maybe some of the things that I thought I'll pursue is not really suitable for me, given my age and condition, because I'm partially deaf. But there are still quite a lot of areas in the music industry that I feel it could work for me. I guess this will be different for everyone, so I definitely think it's best that you read through this book thoroughly to understand that, and then you can basically design the path that you wanted to pursue, and hopefully it will be a path that give you more happiness and fulfillment that works both for you and your family, and you don't end up being some kind of like successful but miserable artist like many that we have seen in the current music industry. I guess that's all I wanted to share with you today, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!